When Donald Trump took office as the 45th President of the United States, he entered the White House with a promise to put America first. In his first 100 days, this slogan became more than just a campaign catchphrase. It became the guiding principle of his administration, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in the way America engaged with the world. The Trump presidency began with a flurry of executive orders, policy reversals, and bold rhetoric, all aimed at reshaping the global order that had been in place since the end of World War II. From the very start, President Trump signaled that the era of multilateralism and global cooperation was giving way to a new age of nationalism and unilateral action. He withdrew the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a sweeping trade agreement designed to strengthen ties with key allies and counterbalance China's influence in the Asia-Pacific region. This move sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles, leaving allies uncertain and adversaries emboldened. The message was clear: the United States would no longer serve as the linchpin of a global economic system built on shared rules and mutual benefit. Trump's approach to immigration further underscored his desire to redefine America's place in the world. Within days of taking office, he signed an executive order barring citizens from several predominantly Muslim countries from entering the United States. The decision sparked protests at airports and ignited fierce legal battles, but for Trump and his supporters, it was a necessary step to protect American security and sovereignty. The administration's rhetoric drew a sharp line between us and them, challenging the notion of America as a nation of immigrants and raising questions about the country's commitment to its founding ideals. On the international stage, Trump's skepticism toward traditional alliances became increasingly apparent. He repeatedly questioned the value of NATO, demanding that member countries pay more for their own defense. His transactional approach unsettled European leaders, who had long relied on American leadership for stability and security. In meetings and public statements, Trump made it clear that the United States would no longer shoulder the burdens of global leadership without expecting something in return. Trade policy became another battleground in Trump's quest to overturn the world order. He railed against existing agreements like NAFTA, blaming them for the loss of American jobs and the decline of manufacturing communities. The administration began renegotiating trade deals, imposing tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, and threatening further action against countries that, in Trump's view, took advantage of the United States. These moves marked a sharp departure from decades of bipartisan support for free trade and economic integration. Climate change policy also reflected Trump's America First philosophy. In one of the most consequential decisions of his early presidency, he announced the United States would withdraw from the Paris Agreement, a global pact aimed at curbing greenhouse gas emissions. The move was met with dismay by environmentalists and world leaders alike, who saw it as a retreat from America's responsibilities and a blow to global efforts to address a pressing crisis. As Trump's first 100 days drew to a close, it was evident that his presidency was fundamentally altering the world order. Allies were forced to reconsider their reliance on American leadership, while rivals tested the boundaries of the new status quo. Supporters hailed Trump's willingness to challenge conventions and prioritize American interests, while critics warned of the dangers of isolationism and the erosion of global cooperation. In these opening months, the contours of a new era began to emerge, one defined by uncertainty, shifting alliances, and the reassertion of national sovereignty. Whether this approach would ultimately strengthen or weaken America's position in the world remained to be seen. But one thing was clear: the age of America First had arrived, and the world was watching.